Hey guys, it's Delphi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Star Stable training video and I will be sharing your guys' responses to my prompt. Today's training prompt is Would You Rather? I am pretty excited to train Doggo as he is one of the horses I recently bought during my 20,000 star coin shopping spree, and I am also in one of my favorite outfits. Doggo was actually level 7 when I started training. I had to record this intro after I finished training, but I actually managed to level him up a whole level, and I had a lot of fun doing it. This is one of my first training videos, one of many actually, as I really enjoyed doing all of these training responses, so I will be doing more in the future. You guys shared a lot of really good responses, so let's get into the video. So for the first response, would you rather have all the horses in Star Stable or all the clothes? Honestly, having all of the clothes sounds pretty nice, but I typically only really rotate between a few of my favorite outfits, and I don't really have all that many clothes, so I would much rather have all of the horses in Star Stable, as that would give me a lot of options with my favorite outfits that I typically wear, and then I can also have a larger variety of coats, breeds, and animations. I think having that would be much more fun than having all the clothes, because some of the clothes can get really boring, and some of the clothes don't even match all that well with anything. I'm not a big fan of branching out from a few of my favorite clothes, so I feel like if I had all of the clothes in Star Stable, I would still only wear the few outfits that I like the most. So I'd have to say that I would much rather go with all of the horses in Star Stable. The next response is, would you rather walk the entire map without a horse or not have the full map? I'm gonna be completely honest, I actually have walked half of the map on foot, and I honestly really didn't even have much of an issue with that. I do have the full map in Star Stable. I am level 22, as you guys know, so I have unlocked all of the areas possible in game so far. I really enjoy having the entire map because having the entire map gives you the option to explore and to hang out and have a lot of fun in Star Stable, and I feel not having the entire map would be pretty boring and it wouldn't give me much motivation to play. I am a pretty patient person, so I do not feel as if I would have a lot of trouble walking the entire map. So I'm gonna have to go with walking the entire map, as I would like to keep my full map. This response is actually from one of the co-owners of my club, Greendale Explorer. She said, would you rather sell everything from your account or start the game over entirely? I am someone who likes to find loopholes within responses like this. I would much rather start the game over in entirety, because I feel like if I did that, I wouldn't have to delete the account that I already have, and I would still be able to keep everything. I have an attachment to most of the items that I have, and a lot of them are actually pretty exclusive, so I'd be pretty upset because if I were to sell everything, I wouldn't be able to get everything back. Actually, I kind of want to make an alt account now and start the game over in entirety, so I might actually do that. But I feel like if I do start over, I would still be able to have the account, and I could occasionally come back to this account and hang out here with all of my fun items and such. I actually had a lot of responses from you guys regarding my club, so it's actually pretty fun to answer these responses. But this next response is, would you rather leave your club or never log on to Star Stable again? I actually thought about this before I got the response. When I made the club, I honestly could not see myself ever disbanding this club. I really do enjoy my time in Greendale Explorers, and I enjoy all the people here as well. I would much rather decide to leave Star Stable, as I never really had the intention to disband. And I even said to myself before reading this response, or before this was ever brought to me, I would much rather leave Star Stable and never come back than disband my club. I feel like this club name will always be under my name, and I feel like if I were to ever decide to revamp or anything, I would probably keep the name on another account just for safekeeping. So again, I would much rather leave Star Stable. This one was pretty interesting. I received a lot of responses related to Star Stable, but I'm actually pretty excited to respond to this one because it deals more with in real life situations. This response is, would you rather have a snake or a spider in your bed? I'm going to be completely transparent. I have actually been in the situation where I had quite a few spiders in my bed. They weren't all at the same time, but there were many experiences when I had a spider just like, you know, sitting on my bed or like in between my sheets. And I have arachnophobia, which means I'm afraid of spiders. So I did not have a good time in all of those situations. I can probably count on both of my hands when it happened. It's about 6 to 8 times that this has happened to me, which is pretty unfortunate. If I were to have to go back to that experience, I would say no thank you. I would much rather have a snake in my bed. I honestly think that snakes are pretty cute, especially the ball pythons. I kind of actually want to get a snake, but I don't think I'd be able to care for it. Again, I'm also not afraid of snakes. I don't think they'd be able to hurt me, especially because I wouldn't really provoke them. I kind of just let them sit in my bed while I do like reading or something. So I think I'd be pretty chill with that, and I would not like another spider in my bed. So I'm gonna have to go with the snake. This one was actually pretty fun to think about. Would you rather not be able to trailer anywhere or not be able to jump? I think jumping in the game is a pretty important part of the gameplay. You can't really do much of anything if you don't have the ability to jump. And I have to say, even if it's not about the gameplay, in terms of art and photography, you can get really good stuff with jumping. I said earlier that I'm a very patient person. For the longest time in the game, like over a span of a few years, I never really trailered anywhere. I would usually run to where I needed to go. I was completely fine with that. A lot of people who I know love to trailer, and I honestly think that it's so insane that they would trail from Steve to Fort Pinta rather than run, because they're like spending a lot of money on trailering. And they honestly, when we have the conversation, they say, Delphi, you are so insane. Why do you run everywhere? Like, honestly, it's just like not being able to trailer is not really much of a problem for me. So I would much rather say I want to keep the ability to jump, and so I'd have to go with not being able to trailer anywhere. I actually like this response. I think this is the only other response that I got that was related to more in real life situations rather than Star Stable. Would you rather travel to the past or the future, and why? For me, I'd much rather travel to the past. I'm pretty interested in Greek mythology, so I think it would be so fun to travel to that time period and experience all the things that I learned about like in the classical period, especially experiencing the art and the way of living. I think it would be just such an incredible experience. And to be honest, I'm not really interested in learning or seeing the future. Kind of have an idea of where it's gonna go, you know, because of global warming and stuff. I'd have to say I'd much rather travel to the past than in the future. I actually had to give a little time and effort into composing myself with an answer to this response. It took me a while to decide what I would rather do, so this is actually pretty fun for me. Would you buy every horse at Ferdinand's or every horse at New Hillcrest? Because I would have to buy them, I'm saying this is a lot of money. I honestly don't think I'd be able to buy all of the horses at Ferdinand's with 10,000 star coins, but Ferdinand's does offer a lot more variety with coat colors, breeds, and animations, but they are more of an older generation. With New Hillcrest, it is also a more older generation. It's all the old Shires and Lipizaners and Frisians and Icelandics, and they're a lot more expensive. Though I do like the old generation Icelandic and Lipizaner, I would much rather buy every horse from Ferdinand just because I like to have more variety and options, and I think that Ferdinand would be able to offer that. And I'm also not a really big fan of all the horses from New Hillcrest. Even though it's a lot less money at New Hillcrest, I would much rather buy every horse at Ferdinand's. And I think it'd be pretty interesting because there are a lot of horses, so it would give me a lot of horses to train and a lot of horses to add to my stable. I'm kind of interested in having a lot of horses, so I think bumping my numbers up to over 100 would be pretty fun. I felt like this response was pretty easy to answer. Would you rather have 1,000 free star coins a week or never have to train your horses again? I honestly don't think that this person understands that I don't mind training horses, and I do feel like Star Stable should at least increase the amount of star coins. For me, I think it would be reasonable to bump up, at least for lifetime star riders, to either 200 or 250 star coins. With regular star riders, either move it to 125 or 150 star coins. I would much rather take the free star coins because I feel like I could buy a lot more stuff and it'd be so much more easier to save for all the horses that Star Stable is releasing. And 1,000 star coins is a lot of money, so I could be buying like a horse every week. I already have 40 horses to train, but I actually don't mind training all the horses. I think it's actually pretty fun, and it's also a good way to claim a lot of Jorvik shillings. Not to mention the high scores, which can also get you more Jorvik shillings as well as bragging rights for having the high score for the day or for the week. Having all the star coins will probably give me more videos to release regarding training, so I honestly don't mind. But again, I would rather have the 1,000 star coins. I'm actually interested in what you guys have to think about this one. Would you guys rather take the 1,000 or would you rather never have to train your horses again? With this one, you guys do not understand how badly I am wanting an updated Halflinger. I honestly think that if it's not released by the end of October or September, I'm gonna be so frustrated with Star Stable because honestly I thought that the new horse that they would release would be the Halflinger, and I'm really upset that it's not. I'm not saying that the Pasofino is really bad. I actually really like it, and I think that I'll buy around 2 Pasofinos maybe. I know that I'm gonna get at least one, but I am dying for an updated Halflinger. They are so cute, and I just honestly think that everybody's gonna enjoy the updated Halflinger. But to get into it, would you rather get an updated Halflinger or an updated Mustang in Star Stable? I kind of already got into this before I actually read this response, but I'd much rather get a Halflinger. Like I said, I do enjoy the Mustang, and I honestly thought that after seeing the teaser that Star Stable released, I honestly did not think that it was going to be a Halflinger, but either a Morgan or a Mustang. I think having a updated Mustang would be really nice, but I am much more looking forward to a Halflinger. I cannot stop talking about it, so I have to say, I need a Halflinger. Like, give me an updated Halflinger, please. This last one before I go, would you rather sell all your horses or disband your club? I don't know what it is with you guys and disbanding Greendale Explorers, but I have to say it is kind of concerning with all of the stuff that you're sending. But I do enjoy talking about my club. So for me, I have 70 horses and they're a lot of money. Like, I spent a lot of star coins on all of the horses that I have, and star coins can be pretty expensive. Not to mention, within a loophole, I could disband my club and then just, you know, label it as a revamp and then take a new name and a theme and then have all of the members transition to the new club. So I feel like that kind of falls in the line of disbanding club and getting away with it without having to sell all my horses. So I'd probably say disband my club only because I could revamp, and that's probably what I would do. I have considered revamp only because I do enjoy thinking about possible club names, club horses, and club themes with outfits. So that's the only thing. And it also keeps things interesting. Like, again, with Wild Pirates and the Star Squad, they're pretty popular and they did a really good job with the revamp. So I'm not all that concerned. with having to disband and do a revamp with my club while also keeping all of my horses. Hey guys, and thank you so much for watching my first training video. I had a lot of fun making this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as much as I do. If you guys are interested in submitting any responses for future training videos, feel free to head over to my Instagram, Brooke Braveheart. It is linked in the description below. You guys can respond to any prompts that I post on my story for a chance to be featured in my future training videos. Let me know what you guys think about these prompts, and if you would like to respond to any of these prompts, feel free to comment about any of the responses. I'm pretty interested in hearing what you guys have to think about the 1000 star coin prompt, as it was pretty interesting to talk about, and I'm pretty interested in what you guys have to say about it. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.